I'm one of those who's still schooling around the world of technology. When you mentioned big names like Google, never existed in the days folks like us were still running around on football field. But now you have the new world of Google, and when Google made its grand entry into Nigeria, just for no single reason, this is the largest consumer market in Africa, and the demography is good, and of course we have some pockets and a hunger in our stomach for the latest in the world of information. So Google is says they were interested in training 10 million Africans. If they're looking for 10 million, I'm sure about 9 of that should be from Nigeria. I don't know what Juliet thinks from. Who is the country manager for Google here in the country? Thank you very much. It's good to have you. Hope you had a nice holiday.
I did, thank you.
Sorry for pulling you out. The first day of the business week. Very interesting. Why are you midwifing 10 million innovative startups across the African continent?
Right, so capacity building is very important. You talked about the digital wave that is sweeping the globe, and it's very important that people have the right skill set to be able to participate and be a part of that digital wave. We know that digital technologies can play a transformative role when we think about economic development, when we think about personal growth and business growth, and just creating more opportunities. And so it's very important for people to get the right training to be able to take advantage of these tools. Now, we're doing a number of things in this area. First of all, the 10 million is actually training individuals. So to raise the level of digital awareness and participation in the region, 2 years ago, we committed to train 1 million people in 1 year. We achieved that target, and we saw the great impact of that training on people, and there was a lot of demand for more. And so in July last year, we expanded the commitment and pledged to train 10 million people in 5 years with digital skills. Now, and that's ongoing. Now, in addition to that, we are providing support to startups. So we launched a Launchpad Africa Accelerator program, which is a 6-month mentoring program for startups across Africa. Now, this is very exciting for us because this is the first time that we're running this program out of the US. It's usually held in Silicon Valley. Last year, we had 6 startups from across Africa participate in the mentoring program. They spend time in Silicon Valley. And this year, we are hosting the first regional-based accelerator program in Lagos for African startups. 12 startups are participating, 6 of them are from Nigeria, and it's a 6-month intensive, including boot camps, including funding, including mentoring, access to Google engineers and experts, and a supportive environment to just really help them to scale their product development.
In Lagos?
In Lagos, yes.
Amazing.
African startups, but hosted in Lagos.
When is this going to take place?
So we kicked this off 3 weeks ago with a boot camp, which was a 2-week intensive residential boot camp where all the startups came together. We had over 20 mentors as well, just really walking them through different aspects around, product viability, business planning, and so on. And the target is early and seed stage startups that are really ready for growth. We look forward to just, with all the support that they'll be getting from this program, we look forward to seeing some global success stories coming out of Africa.
Brands. Global brands.
Absolutely, coming out of Africa. Absolutely.
Among those who are already in the bootcamp, startups, what sectors are they from? Is it across? Sure.
So we put out a call for applications in November last year, and we had over 140 applications within a month. The startups that were selected are from across multiple industries. We've got fintech, we've got health, agriculture, publishing, and entertainment. And it's just really exciting to see some of the innovative solutions that are coming up. We know that entrepreneurship can play a critical role in accelerating economic development on the continent, right? And we know that over 90% of businesses are startups. So if we can support these startups to grow, that can have a multiple effect on the economy. So for example, we know that as a region, we create about 3 million jobs every year. But there are 11 million people entering the job market on an annual basis. So there's a big gap. Now, if we can support startups in becoming more successful and to scale, they would in turn be able to employ more people and contribute to employment growth and ultimately economic growth and social impact. So it's really exciting to be able to do this.
It sounds really exciting. I wish I have something to start up and just be part of. part of what you do. But each time, of course, on social media, on Twitter and what have you, in the news, Google is always there. And I always keep handling. I know this company is worth hundreds of billions of dollars. So how much are you spending for this program in Nigeria that is Pan-African in nature?
Sure. It's worth mentioning that this is just one of our various programs that we've been investing in. We've been in Nigeria for about 7 years now, and on the continent for 10 years. And our focus has really been on just raising the level of digital awareness and participation, helping to build the digital ecosystem. And we've identified 3 pillars that holistically help to raise the digital game. First is access, which is just really around making sure that people have more access to data, reliable data. And we've been working with government and different stakeholders to look at innovative ways to address this challenge, which is a big one. We've worked with different partners to pioneer technologies like TV white spaces for internet access. We've partnered with some partners to actually lay fiber in some countries across Africa, looking at bringing down the cost of devices and those types of investments in the access space. Education is the second pillar, and coming more specifically to your question. For the Launchpad Accelerator program, there are 2 things. On the one hand, as part of the 10 million, our pledge to train 10 million people, we're also training 100,000 aspiring and current developers. And 3 weeks ago, we launched the Africa Scholarships Program, which is to provide support for the first batch of those developers. So we have an existing partnership with Udacity and Andela, and we're expanding that partnership to be able to provide scholarships for 15,000 developers and also 500 full nano degree scholarships. For the startups, we've pledged to invest about $3 million, equity-free funding over 3 years, equity-free funding and support over 3 years.
Equity-free funding?
And support.
Simple language means Google is not taking shares.
We're not taking shares in the startups. We're just really investing in them because we want to see them grow, because we know that that would have benefits for the continent as a whole. And so we're giving them access to mentoring, giving them support, giving them grants, giving them space to do their work, and just exposing them and giving them that really close support over